Hi, welcome to the first video on my channel. I'm Blue, and as it is my first video, I better give you a little bit of an introduction to who I am. So I'm about 23 and I'm British, as you could probably tell, and I'm a gamer. I know what you're thinking, that there is like a million different gamers, different simmers and everything like that, but I wanted to start this channel just purely for the love of it and to give me an excuse to game, I guess. I have never been the best. I'm a bit of a noob, but it doesn't change how much I love it. So for this channel, I want to focus on slightly more older games. I am starting with Sims 4, which is a bit ironic really, but more of a comfort for me. So I want to look at things like Simpsons Hit and Run, just games that you might remember from when you were younger. You know, that's kind of what I really want to do just because I love it and it gives me an excuse to. So I thought I'd bring it back all the way to The Sims 1 and took the Newbie family, which were the kind of tutorial family when you first came in, but I used to really love just playing with them anyway because they were just so different to each other and everything like that. So I'm starting with Betty here. Now I've put up a little picture of what she actually looked like in The Sims 1 and I'm trying my hardest, okay, to make it somewhat similar. I'm not the best at creating sim, I'm not the worst, but when you look at like other content creators and you go on like Twitter and stuff like that and you see some people that are incredible. I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody on Twitter the other day that literally made the most realistic sim I have ever seen. It was just looked like a straight picture. I aspire one day to be that good. So with the eyebrows, needed to go super thin because you're thinking this came obviously out in the early 2000s, so that's where it's kind of coming from. Early, like really thin little eyebrows, and I always thought from the little picture I put up before that she has quite a stern face. She had, obviously in The Sims 1 they had all of these little preset faces and I feel like hers was always quite stern whenever I used it, the face that looked like that. Beautiful, but quite kind of almost scary looking, I think. So that's what I'm trying to go for. I think while we're just working on the face, I'm just going to give you a little bit more of kind of insight of what I want to do with the channel. So I'm starting off with some Sims stuff because I have got an affinity with The Sims. I think I have been playing it for so long and I think it is one of those games that is always like a comfort to me. I have opinions about The Sims 4 and I think it's not my favourite in the franchise, and I know that it's common kind of for that to be the opinion nowadays, which is sad, which is really sad because The Sims has always been such an amazing franchise, and for it not to be as perfect as maybe we all wanted it to be is really disappointing. But I do love them, so I'm doing a bit there. Oh, by the way, so in the hair for her, it's been ages trying to look because she has this gorgeous little curly hair with a little bit of a nice flick down there in the original picture. Anyway, so I want to do some Sims content on my channel, but I really want to do loads of different types of games, like horror games and stuff like that, but in particular it's the stuff that we used to play on like the original Xbox or the original like PlayStation 1, everything like that. So I mentioned Simpsons Hit and Run earlier, which I do just love. I think that is one of those games that you can mention it to anybody that used to game when they were younger and they would automatically know exactly what game you're on about and everything like that. It's just things like that. I mean, I've got like the original Harry Potter games, which I was obsessed with. They were like my to-go games when I was growing up. Yeah, so loads of stuff like that, but I'm not just exclusive to those games. I also want to play things like Minecraft and more modern games as they come out. I had really wanted to play Cyberpunk, but I didn't age very well. Okay, so back to describing what I'm actually doing because I got a bit sidetracked there. With Betty, we have given her the nice little curly hair that kind of feels like the closest match to the original, and I'm just doing her outfit. Unfortunately, I couldn't find this cardigan in purple. I swear I've seen somebody else do it in purple, but I couldn't find the colour that I wanted. So we just went with a nice white, and I was like trying to find the capris that I think went best with her. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but Maxis did make a Bob and Betty Newbie and put them on the gallery, but I feel like, I don't know, the Betty came across really like rocker chick and kind of alternative and stuff like that, and amazing, but that's never the kind of the persona that I personally got from her. So I'm just trying to recreate in my mind what I picture her to be, as just this very prim and proper woman, basically, because she's meant to be like the complete polar opposite of Bob, which was always kind of funny because they were very mismatched. But that was the whole premise based on the original kind of like tutorial, is the fact that they were so different. I actually went out of my way to continue playing the tutorial family. I know a lot of people went on and moved on and made their own families and everything like that, but I just loved them so much. I don't know why. I just remember because I started playing The Sims when I was like 7, so I just really liked them, and I didn't understand like what I was really doing, so I was like, oh, I'll just stay with this family. Which is why I just feel really nostalgic when I play with them. So I was happy with this how she came out. It's so difficult because in my head I like to think of her as a very kind of snobby, not snobby, that's not a very nice word, even though I do give her the snob trait, but I just think of her as quite upper class, I guess, and so that's kind of the vibes I'm trying to give her. Just, you know, she's so cute, and I debated giving her this, and I might go back and change it. I think I ended up changing her, into this kind of little set here, because I think it fit kind of the vibe I was going for more. And then with her party wear, I think I ended up giving her like the very classic kind of dress, that look. When that came with Dine Out, I actually thought it's a little bit underrated. I loved that dress. And again, gorgeous kind of like swimwear that just gives me that, you know, the woman that likes to chill by the pool, and she has people bringing her wine or cocktails, everything like that. So I was just really, really happy with how she was coming out. I don't know if this is true, but wasn't Eliza and Bob Pancakes, like, they were rumoured to be the same kind of concept? I know they kind of are, in fact they're like unhappy and, you know, they're so different and everything like that, and one's a snob and one's a slob, but so I remember it kind of coming out that they were like meant to be the kind of Sims 4 version of Bob and Betty Newbie, which I guess like it doesn't really make sense, because if you were going to follow all of the original families, even though they don't have the lore to them, you would think that they would have just put these guys in, but it's fine, it's what I'm here to do for. I'm popping it in my own game. So the traits I've given her are neat, snob and perfectionist, and I spent ages trying to figure out what kind of aspirations, so I think we went for mansion baron, because obviously in The Sims 1 you didn't have aspirations or traits like that, so I just went with what I feel like her persona was kind of like, and that led us on to Bob. Again, I think I put a picture up at some point, just showing it. Yeah, there we go. So that was the original Bob. He was bald but with a beard, and his clothes were just dirty, and he had a nice little pot belly. So I was trying to kind of go for the similar vibes. He was also, in my head, ginger. I think he's kind of red-headed in the thing. The thing is as well that obviously their faces in The Sims 2, even though there were presets, that you couldn't really like zoom in on their faces and see what they actually looked like. And I found that my Bob, this guy, was quite attractive for a while. His facial structure was, okay, maybe it's just my weird type, but like, I think that he came out quite attractive, which was, I was like, is that true to him? But like, we never really knew, did we? I am talking absolute nonsense, so I apologise if you guys are like, ugh, already. But yeah, so I'm just kind of going in and detailing him, trying to give him a bit more like chubbier cheeks, a bit of a wider face, because he was still for a while quite chiselled, even though he had the beard on. And then trying to, on this game, just give like the little beer belly. You almost want it a little bit more pronounced than what he's got there, but I thought I'd stick with it anyway, and it came off quite well. Looking for a top took me way too long, which is kind of embarrassing to admit, because he just has a plain kind of like top that's got a bit of dirt on it, but they don't have anything that I felt kind of fit. All of the t-shirts in the game, just the plain t-shirts, either looked just like too put together almost. Like this one here is just a plain t-shirt, but it still looks too put together. So I saw this one and I know it's got the dirt on it, and I was like, oh, he never wore long sleeves, but the aesthetic's slightly better for what I'm looking for. I feel like it's more of like a slob outfit. So I thought I'd stick with this, and then I actually used the University Life baggy jeans that they actually do show the boxes, but you can't see it. This formal wear as a preset I really liked, and I really wanted to keep him in it, but instead I just changed it to this cardigan because I thought, right, he's not going to be very into the formal if he's more of a slob, so you think that this was Betty's attempt to dress him up, and he's chucked a cardigan on top of like a shirt, but he's not buttoned it properly, so like it's his attempt to be formal, but he just is still a bit of a slob and everything. Athletic wear, I guess with this stuff it doesn't matter massively, it's just, you know, I mean we never had that in The Sims 1, you just kind of got their sleepwear, which is, I tried to go as close to memories as possible with the red heart underwear. Yeah, and then just going through and just trying to kind of give him a party wear. I debated that for a while, even though, not that one, the one before with the undone shirt, but I thought it was a little bit too prim and proper. So I thought I'd just stick him in the same shirt, because if he's anything, I'm not calling my dad a slob at all, but he can go out and just get dirt on him, just you know, being out, if you're going out for a meal. So he's like got some nice trousers on, and you'd hope Betty'd probably, if they're going to a party, she'd probably put him in a clean white shirt. Maybe she's cleaned it and then he's out for a few minutes, he's eaten and it's all down his front. That sounds so horrible if my dad ever hears this. I promise he's not a slob. And yeah, and then it just brings us over to your winter wear, and I just wanted a giant parka. That was pretty much it. And then in terms of his traits, I've got slob, glutton and lazy. I thought that went quite well. I do see them with a pet. I was kind of debating chucking one in, but I was like, no, I think for now it's probably best to just stick it without. So I think what I ended up going for was just a food one. I really was unsure what to give him, so I was like, I'll just stick him with that. Made sure they were husband and wife because I forgot that. And I think now I just go back through almost and just show you what their outfits are. I went back to try and see, because I was convinced there was a purple version of that cardigan with a little belt, because she does have the belted cardigan, so I wanted to just double check, but they don't. I was quite happy with how they both turned out actually, and my whole plan for doing this is I want to just repopulate my world for like a little possible let's play I'd start, just like a rags to riches one, because I think it's important to just make your game a bit different, because it gets so boring otherwise when it's all the same. So yeah, these are her outfits, all very on brand I think, and then same with him. So yeah, that's kind of coming to the end of the first video. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you've watched through to the end and dealt with my rambles. I'd like to go and keep doing Sims content, especially trying to change up the townies and things like that, for example. I think that would be super fun, but that is not all this channel is, and hopefully as soon as possible I will try and get up extra different content for you, just playing some older games. Thank you guys for watching.